So, hello and welcome to episode 7 of my Cup of Yarn podcast. Welcome if you are new here. I'm so happy you clicked on my video. My name is Klara and I'm a knitter based in the Czech Republic, in the region which is called South Moravia. And this is my space on the internet when I share my knitting and some pieces or some information about my culture, which is Czech culture. And today's episode is going to be a little bit Christmassy, and so you can see I put here my just finished Christmas or Advent wreath. So that's what I made today. I'm pretty happy about it. So and if you're not new or returning viewer, I'm so grateful you are back. And let's move on from this really weird introduction. So I haven't been feeling like doing podcast today, but then I just thought, okay, I can make it. My hair is a mess. I didn't even brush my teeth today because I've been busy like crazy since I woke up with children, then decorating our flat for Christmas. So you don't need to really know that. But sorry, I don't know. Just to kind of show you how things are. So today I have 2 finished objects, one big update on my Liebling neck warmer from Camilla Watt, and 2 whips together with 1 acquisition, and and then I asked you actually on the community page of this channel if you want to hear something about Czech Christmas, so I will be covering that part of it today. So first knitting and yarn related content, then just my little chat, and that's it for today. Both children are asleep. My son will definitely be asleep. My daughter Ina will probably be joining us in a few minutes, I think. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. What am I wearing? This is my Felix cardigan, and I've already talked about it about 2 or 3 episodes ago. I love it. I practically wear it every day. I even slept in it once when I was kind of, I don't know, I was so cold and shivering, and maybe I was coming down with something, and I slept in this sweater and I sweated like crazy. And in the morning I was just okay. So yeah, I love it. It's knit with Lopi, and I totally recommend the pattern. So we'll start with this really big update on my Liebling neck warmer. Maybe you remember from the previous episode that I really loved it, and I still do, but look what happened. It's how it looks now. It's maybe completely fine, but when I put it on, it's like that big, and it doesn't really do its job as a neck warmer, because when you wear it like that, your neck is exposed. So and it's kind of it's knitted with Isager Alpaca free and 1 strand of silk mohair. I know. Again, sorry. I know alpaca can be drapey and stretchy, and the silk mohair should hold it somehow. But this is just what happened after like 2 or 3 weeks of me wearing it, and I don't like it at all. It's just And when I zip my jacket, I have to do it like, just squeeze it under the jacket. And when you look at that, there's like good 15 centimeters of extra fabric. Or it would be like 7 inches maybe, or no, 7 inches? No, I don't know, 4 inches, 5 inches, something like that. Just you can see that. So I'm not particularly happy about this. And I decided to knit this neck warmer even for my mother. And this is my first finished object. And look at that, how nice it is. And when I put it on, it's exactly what I was aiming for with my first one. It's not blocked yet, so it doesn't hold that much, but this is the perfect neck warmer. It's really, I will talk about that. So it's the same pattern, different gauge, and look at that. And this is actually knitted with 2 strands of silk mohair, which is what the pattern calls for. 1 strand of alpaca free and 2 strands of silk mohair. And this is just perfect. I would love to keep this, but this is a Christmas present for my mother. And yeah, when I'm looking at it, I really know I need a thick off-white turtleneck sweater. I just love how snug it is. So that's just the comparison. Are my glasses. Okay. So when I so you can see the difference. The length is the same, but look at that extra fabric right here. It's just, this is bad. So I'm going to rip this out and knit it again. And what I changed, this turtleneck is knitted on 5.5 millimeter needles, and the body and the bottom ribbing on 6 millimeters, which is actually recommended needle size. And I got the gauge. Even my gauge was actually smaller, tighter. I get more stitches per 10 centimeters than it calls for. And still this happened. So this one, the turtleneck is knitted on 4.5 instead of 5.5, and the body at the bottom ribbing is knitted on 5.5 millimeter needles, and it turned out just right. One thing I would change, you can actually see it a little bit, because there are German short row shaping, and so you knit in the round and then you knit flat, and maybe I think it's visible. Actually, those kind of light is kind of bad. Good. You can see the rows here. This is where the German short row shaping happened. So I'm going to knit mine again, and I will grab smaller needle size for my left needle for the German short rows part. And this should prevent this rows, or prevent this from happening, that you can see the rows. But maybe it will just disappear after washing, I'm not sure. And also, I've never realized it, but when I was knitting this rib, the wrong side looked much better than the right side, and I was like, I don't know what's happening, because it never happened to me before. And I asked on my on our Czech knitting Facebook group, and they told me, okay, your purl stitches are much tighter than your knit stitches, so that's why. And I was like, okay, so never mind, I know what the problem is right now. And when I was knitting this together, because it's folded, I actually knitted it with the wrong side facing. So this is the wrong side, and it looks quite good. And I actually find out that I prefer it, because when you are knitting it together and the wrong side is facing you, you actually have the cast on stitches in front of the live stitches. And for me, it was much easier to pick them correctly and knit them together than when the cast on stitches are behind the live stitches. And on top of that, it creates this kind of like line between the turtleneck and the body. And maybe some of the people might not like it, but I think it's nice, because when you knit when you fold the brim or something and knit it together with the right side facing, actually this happens that, you know, I think it's like, yeah, the column of knit stitches like continues to another column of knit stitches. You can see it like, and like this is transition, this kind of edge is not as sharp. Maybe, I think it's not as sharp, I'm not sure, just I like this version much more. And when I was knitting the bottom ribbing, I really pay attention to tighten my knit stitches, and it turned out just fine. What else I wanted to mention? So I think the biggest difference in those two is that I went down needle size like a lot, and I even think my gauge is way off, but now with the gauge way off, it looks exactly how I wanted it to look. And even the fabric is denser than the first one, but I think it's the like right amount of density, because this should be a really warm neck warmer for winter. So yeah, I'm super happy about this, and I still have half a ball left, so I will try to knit a headband again. And something about this yarn, I actually didn't talk about this yarn last time, but this Alpaca 3 is 100% alpaca, and it's actually a really fine I-cord, and it's stretchy, so it's super fluffy, airy, and it stretches like crazy. Look at that. That's a lot. And so I suppose the leather gauge helped a lot, but I even think that the pattern calls for 2 strands of silk mohair, and the silk mohair actually holds the alpaca, so it stays in place and doesn't stretch too much. And I used only 1 strand of silk mohair on my first one, but I think that still should be enough to hold it. But another difference, when I was thinking it, I was actually like stretching the thread, so the fabric is denser, my gauge is tighter, and I think it prevents the finished garment from stretching afterwards. So this yarn I love this yarn, but you have to know how to knit with it and how to work with it, you need to know its behavior. And even though I love it, I'm not sure I will ever knit anything with this yarn again because it was kind of a pain in the end. But it's super nice, and maybe now you can see the I-cord structure of it. And this is actually a natural white color, and I pair it with Filcolana Tilia. It's also natural white. By the way, I really love the new labels, like Filcolana get new labels, new design, and I really love it. So that's about the yarn and the finished garment. What else I wanted to talk about? Yeah, so I mentioned the yarn, the structure, the way you have to knit with it. Yeah, so and I'm going to rip my first one, the rusty one, out, and I still have like that much of Tilia left, which is enough to at least knit the turtleneck with 2 strands of silk mohair and maybe a little bit of the body, but not the whole color. And maybe you remember I also knitted, with the rest of the yarn, I knitted a headband. And it's nice, but again, it's stretched a lot, so it's kind of loose, it's not as snug as I want it to be. And if I rip it out and just separate the silk mohair thread, I can knit the whole neck warmer with 2 strands of silk mohair. So that's what I'm going to do. Not now, maybe in 1 month or so. Just for now, I'm instead of the neck warmer, I'm wearing my terrazzo slipover or my yak wool shawl I bought from News Concept. And when I'm at home, I'm using it as a baby blanket for my daughter. So that's the plan for the future. I hope I mentioned everything I wanted to mention. Different needle size, the way you have to, these 2 strands of silk mohair keeps the alpaca in place. It holds it and make like a scaffolding for it. And I really was stretching it while I was knitting with it. So I think all these factors played a significant role in how the finished garment looked like. And I can show it to you once again. This is the first one. This is the second one. Okay, and it's very, very drapey. And it's the drapiness of it is too much. This is much like, you know, not as drapey. And yeah, and for that yarn, if you want something, the yarn itself, the alpaca, is so soft, incredible. As I said, I love it. If you want to knit something really, really drapey and airy, go for it. It's lovely yarn. So, my second finished object is, oh my god, I look ridiculous. Never mind. My second finished object is my, oh not mine, is another Christmas present. This first one was for my mother, the second one is actually for her husband. And it's my improvised hat, pom-pom hat. I just haven't attached the pom-pom yet. And it looks like this. Oh my god, the color is way, like, it's darker, it's not as, it's more neon-like on the camera. I don't know, maybe if I can just, no. It's more like a Christmassy red almost. It's not as bright, it's darker, not as shiny. This is knitted with Filcolana Peruvian Highland wool, and the color is 218, I think. And I just cast on, because I bought 4 skeins of this wool last year, and I made socks for my mother's husband because he lost his color. And I got 2 balls left, so this year I made a hat, matching hat for him. And so I knew my gauge, I didn't have to swatch. It was 18 stitches per 10 centimeters. I cast on. It's top down hat. If you want to know how I knitted it, go check my project page on Ravelry. There is actually I wrote the pattern down. It's not a pattern, but you can read how I knitted it. Okay, nice snoring. And so it's top down hat. It's inspired by the Oslo hat by Petite Knit, and I even did a folded brim according to her. So you knit in stockinette, then I reversed the way of knitting, and it looks like a purl stitches then, and then I fold the brim and knit it together. No, it's not knit together, it's sewn. Sewn. I hate this verb. Sewn together, and then you can fold it once more. So I'm super happy about this garment. When I first knitted or worked with the Peruvian Highland wool from Filcolana, I was like, I don't like that yarn that much, and now I'm totally in love with it, so I really think I'm going to knit something for myself with it. And as I said, I have to attach the pom-pom because my mother's husband wanted a hat with red hat with the pom-pom, with white like speckles. So this is gonna be it. What do you think? I think it's pretty good. Again, if you want to know how I knitted it, go check my RAVELRY page. It's all there, and it took me like 2 days, 3 days. This color as well, 2 days, 3 days, and I'm a mother of 2. I have a toddler and newborn, so my knitting time is limited, severely. And I think if you have a lot of knitting time, you can finish both in like 2 days, 3 days, both. So it's really, really good tip for a really quick and fast Christmas present. Okay, and what else? I can update you on my Felder Color. I'm participating on the Felder Color cow, and I think what I showed you last time was just the beginning of it, and now I'm actually already on the back. I finished I can show it to you like that. Oh, shush. I finished okay, so I'm back. I have to take Ina, but so you can see just really quickly. This is the front part. The wheat or hay field pattern is done. It was super mindless and interesting at the same time to knit it. And the back is just half brioche ribbing, which I love, and I finally can knit it. And look what's Ina wearing! It's a camel wool socks from Loose Concept. They are great, and like typical podcast, I'm breastfeeding Ina. Okay, so my Felder Color. I hope you've seen enough of it. And what else? Yeah, so it looks really like intricate is the word, I think, sophisticated, but the knitting on its own is actually quite I said mindfulness or something like that. Did I or did I not? Mindless but still interesting enough. So that's I can really recommend the pattern. It's great. And I'm knitting it on 3mm needles, metal needles, and anything below 3.5mm I don't really like. And I don't really like metal needles. So, and this one is metal and 3mm only, but I actually had no choice because I don't have 3mm wooden ones, and I now think I don't mind knitting with them. I just switched from hating it to not minding it, which is also a good progress. Okay, and last thing, or maybe just let me check my notes. Okay. I bought yarn from Loose Concept. I introduced this, I talked about this brand in my episode number 2, I believe. It's a Czech Mongolian brand. They sell yak wool garments and also yak wool. So Sorry, I just had to check something. I decided, because my husband has this grey yak wool mittens, and he wears this really, really ugly old acrylic hat. So I decided to buy the grey yak wool and to knit a hat for him. And it's right here. It looks like a little sailing boat. So I'm okay. I was kind of not disappointed with this yarn, but surprised, because it feels like cotton or linen. It's just really not soft at all. It doesn't stretch at all. And I was like, okay, it's weird, because everything I have and is made out of yak wool is super rustic and super, super soft. It's rustic soft. And this is not. And I tried holding it double, and because this hat is also improvised. I'm following the same pattern as with the previous hat, but the previous hat had knit front and back increases, and I don't really like them. So I knit this with make one left, make one right increase, in order to just pick the strand between the stitches and you knit it like it's twisted stitch. Then, and it looks much neater, I think. And so I tried to start 3 times, 2 times holding a double with 4mm needles and 5mm needles, and I didn't like it. And in the end, no, oh shush. Okay, and in the end, I decided to hold just one strand, and I tried 3.5mm needles, and she puked on me. Okay, and so holding it with just one strand and 3.5mm needles, and it was just alright. And I knitted about 7 rows and then washed it. So because I wanted to see how the yarn behaves after washing. And let me tell you, it blooms beautifully. I will add some close-up photo here, so you can see the strand before and after washing. It really puffs and it softens a lot. So I think the hat will be just alright, and it will feel the same like other garments have in yak wool. And so this is it. The color is, yeah, it's quite real, what you can see. And yeah, I will update you on it, on this yarn, after I really finish it, and I will wash and block the whole hat. But as of now, I think it's a really nice wool. And I'm thinking about buying more in chocolate brown, because I have, oh sorry, didn't help. I have a chocolate brown mittens, hat and shawl from Nose Concept, and I want headband. They sell headbands as well, but I want to knit mine by myself. Sorry, I keep my knee is really near the tripod, so sorry for it. What else I wanted to mention? I don't know. I will show you a photo. Where are my notes? Sure. And about 2 episodes ago, I talked about Czech yarn brand Foa, and co ty masz? Pizza. Czech yarn brand Foa and their mohair base, which I have here. That's it. That's terrible. What happened? It's called Nuvia. And this week they introduced their takhle? Yeah. They introduced their second base, which is 100% baby alpaca. It's called Natua, I think. And they have 7 colors, 7 natural colors, which is really great because, you know, it's alpacas, or they naturally exist in various colorways. So I really wanted to buy the yarn, but then my problem was I couldn't decide which color I want, whether it's like white, beige, brown, or black. So I'm kind of lost, and I think I will wait a bit until I find a pattern I want to knit, and then I will decide which color I'm going to buy. Okay. So hello, I'm back after 1 hour approximately. I ate lunch and this one is sleeping again, or not. I have to be rocking a little bit. So I said everything I wanted to say about the yarn and my knitting, and now I would like to share something about Czech Christmas. And I'm really into Christmas right now. I used to hate Christmas because my parents are divorced, and after they divorced or got divorced, I really hated Christmas. It was not a good time of year. I'll always have to decide where to spend the Christmas and so on. And when I met my husband, I started to love Christmas again because it was like our Christmas. So now I'm back to being a huge Christmas freak and Christmas enthusiast. I don't know how to say it in English. Oh my god, sorry. Just Christmas fan of Christmas. And I bought this advent calendar, Christmas calendar, and it's full of tea. So there are 24 different kind of tea. It's from the brand Sonnentor, which is a really great brand, and they produce tea, herbs, and such things. So I'm really looking forward to the 1st of December, and the 1st of December is called Good Mood, and yeah, like 5 different kind of herbs in it. So it's just, and it smells wonderful. So it's my Christmas or Advent calendar. So in the Czech Republic, Christmas, or the Christmas time, is called Advent, and it starts 4 weeks before Christmas. It's like 4 Sundays before Christmas. So today it's Friday, November the 25th, 6th, I think. And in today's it's Friday, and on Sunday we celebrate the first Advent Sunday. It's called Iron Sunday, and that's why we also have this kind of thing. It's Advent wreath. I'm not sure how to say it, wreath or wreath. I think it's wreath. I'm not sure, But we have like 4 candles on it, and you should light the first candle on the first Sunday, then the first and second candle on the second Sunday, and so on until Christmas. And Christmas, yeah, it's like either the 4th Sunday is on the Christmas day, or it's just a few days prior to Christmas Eve. So that's how it works, and that's how we do it. Yeah. And so this actually, so approximately a whole month prior to Christmas is called Advent, and usually people just decorate their houses and go to Christmas markets. Some of you asked about Christmas markets, and they have a really huge tradition in the Czech Republic. But this year, actually, just yesterday, we were watching news, and our government decided to cancel all the Christmas markets because of the pandemic. Which makes me really sad, because we wanted to go to a Christmas market in Dolní Kounice, which is a village nearby, tomorrow, and I wanted to take some footage for you, and which it's not possible anymore. But Christmas markets, yeah, it's a really big deal. They're very beautiful, they have different wooden stands, and you can buy like handcrafty things and a lot of drinks and food, and it has this like historical, Christmassy, really cozy hygge vibe. Everyone loves it. And the most famous Christmas markets are, of course, in Prague. I've never been to Prague, actually, at the Christmas market, but I really enjoyed once in Brno, and I've never been to one in my town, in Oslavany, because last year it was cancelled as well. And what else? I have this really nice memories, because nowadays, usually in even in smaller towns, the Christmas markets are held throughout the whole Advent time, and even till New Year's Eve, which is it didn't used to be like that. And because when I was a little child, I remember I came from a kind of small town or medium-sized town, and in the middle of the town there is a church, and oh my god, how do you say Kloster? I don't know whether it's German or not. If I'm saying it wrong, maybe I'll grab my phone. Yeah, monastery. So Kloster is German. A church with a monastery, kind of small monastery, and there is it's like square shaped, and there's like this hole around the monastery, and it's called ambit. And I remember each year, 1 week before Christmas, there was a Christmas market, and it was in the ambit, so you actually went in the round and looking at the stands, and my mother always bought me something, and I remember the smell of this Christmassy smell of everything, and there was also snow everywhere, because when I was a child or teenager, we used to have tons of snow. And actually, it's snowing right now. It's the first snow of this year in Oslavany, so I'm really excited about that, and it immediately brightened my day, because the snow, how it reflects. It's cloudy today, but the sound somehow reflects the light and makes the day lighter, which I love. Yeah, so about Christmas markets, that's my memories there. And at the end of the Christmas market, or no, at the end of the week prior to Christmas, teachers and pupils from my high school, grammar school actually, so it was half primary, half high school, they always what's the word for it? They work together to make concert for everyone, Christmas concert for everyone. And they sang twice, once in the morning and once in the evening and it was always so beautiful. Those are my Christmas markets memories, and yeah, and how it's now. So I'm still really happy that, you know, it's becoming more and more common that there are different kind of markets or fairs, and there are a lot of stands with this kind of like plastic toys and non-traditional items. But I'm really happy that Christmas markets still, they have this traditional feel, and you don't see much stands like that there. And what else? During Advent time, we also celebrate Santa Claus on the 5th of December in the evening, and it's kind of not a weird tradition, but tradition I don't like that much, because it's like the Santa Claus with an angel and a devil goes around houses, and they either give the children presents, or the devil threatens them that he will take them away to hell. And he usually has like this big sack and iron chain and so on. And those like children who misbehave, they are given coal, and those who behave nicely, they get some chocolates and sweets and so on. And you can even now see advertisements. If your children are not do not behave the way you want them to, we can come to your house and, you know, scare them. Like, oh my god, that's not how this should work. And I remember when I was a baby and a child, me and my cousins, we all got together at my aunt's house, and my father and my uncles, they like made Santa Claus for us. My dad was Santa Claus, one of my uncles was a devil, and I even have a video of it. But I remember even now as an adult, I was like, oh my god, it was so cool. But on one hand, on the other hand, I remember the enormous fear I felt, and I screamed and I was crying, and my mother had to take me in some other room to calm me down, because I was so scared because of the devil there. So it's kind of questionable tradition we have, but we have it, yeah. And it's celebrated in the evening of the 5th of December. So that's what I wanted to talk about. And yes, today I decorated my flat, and I will put some photos of my decorations here. I love natural decorations and natural colors, which is not that common in the Czech Republic. Usually people go for these really shiny glass or plastic balls and a lot of colors. Like the typical color for Christmas should be purple, which is not as used nowadays. Usually people go for red, gold, or silver and blue, silver and purple maybe, yeah. And yeah, that's it. And as I said, the materials are usually plastic or gold, and they usually use a lot of Santa Claus motifs, and I talked about it last time. I think I'm not a really big fan of it, because it's not our tradition. In the Czech Republic, baby Jesus brings presents, and no one knows how baby Jesus looks like. And that's the kind of mystique atmosphere about it, or the vibe, and it's like a secret. And nowadays, when, for example, children in kindergarten, they are told to draw baby Jesus, they draw Santa Claus. She's like, that's not it. how I imagined baby Jesus was always like a little baby in a white gown on a cloud, and that the presents kind of rained from the cloud. It was my image of baby Jesus. So, and I think a lot of people imagine this, him or it, the baby Jesus, like that, and not as a fat old man who goes ho ho ho. Which, nothing against Santa Claus. It's a lovely tradition. It's not Czech, but it's not the Czech tradition. And I'm very looking forward to the Sunday, because I can finally listen to Christmas carols and don't feel stupid at the same time. And I really love Christmas carols. Czech Christmas carols are beautiful, either kind of serious or really cheerful and happy. And I will link some of them in the description box below, so you can listen to them. I can't put any music in this video because of the copyright and licensing and so on. But I found those carols on YouTube anyway, so I'll just link those videos and you can listen to it. And basically all of the all of the carols sing about that the baby Jesus was born, or that the baby was born, and that we have to go to Bethlehem, and or about the news that the baby was born, or that he was born. There's even one carol that talks about or sings about that the mother of baby Jesus had to wake up a lot and take care of him, and so it's kind of good to know. I didn't realize it's actually a song about mothers. That's kind of good. It's called Chtít, aby spal. It's basically she wants you to sleep. So the Chtít, aby spal, tak zpívala. Yeah. So she wants him to sleep. So she sang to him. That's like the first, line of the song. That's kind of nice. And I bought from my you can buy black books for children, and there's like this magic pen, and then you click on the book and it talks. The pen talks. And I bought that for my son, and I bought him several books, including Christmas carols, and it's so lovely because you can really play the carol, and or you can switch the mode, and it talks about Christmas, about our traditions and so on. So I've been secretly playing those carols and listening to them because they're so lovely. And what else? Yeah, I talked about Santa Claus and Christmas carols, Christmas markets, the decorations. I don't know what's the typical decoration for Czech Christmas. Maybe the Christmas star. It's called Christmas star in Czech, and it's a plant, and it blooms in the cold. There's a red flower on it. So usually everyone has it. And I don't know what else I wanted to cover. I will share, and I would love to record another episode before Christmas, and I can show you some typical Christmas cookies. I want to make gingerbread cookies tomorrow with my son, and actually yesterday we went to the shop, and because I promised him he can make a gingerbread cookie in the shape of a car, so I had to find a car-shaped cookie cutter, and I found it, last one in the store. So he was super happy. He wants to play with the cutter all the time. And we are going to bake gingerbread cookies. Overall, I'm going to bake about 5 types of Christmas cookies. I used to bake even like 10 to 15 different kinds. But it was when I was at high school and I had plenty of time. But I usually made the most typical ones, so you'll be able to see them. in the next episode, hopefully, or I will post some pictures on this community chart on my YouTube channel so you can see them after. And so, what else? It's been kind of a long episode with a lot of cuts and breaks. I hope I mentioned everything. Well, maybe even you'll be interested in how to say Christmas in Czech. Christmas is Vánoce, and it's interesting because it's actually just translated from German, because in German it's Weihnachten, and just it's like towards Y and Nachten, and Nachten means nights, and Vánoce, Noce means nights, Nachten. So they just took the Y, made it into Va, and then translated the Nachten, the nights, into Noce. So Vánoce is just some really weird translation from German. But yeah, that's our word for it, Vánoce. When you want to say Merry Christmas, you say Veselé Vánoce. And yeah, that's it, maybe. Maybe what I'm up to. So prior to Christmas, I would love to finish this hat, this cool hat, because it should be a present for my husband. So I hope I will finish it soon. But we even celebrate like Russian New Year's Eve, which is like something like Christmas. So I have like 1 week, one week more. One week time more. Oh my god, to finish this. I don't have to give it this hat to him on Christmas. Yeah, and maybe something interesting for you, because I know most of my viewers are from the US or Great Britain. We do celebrate Christmas on the 24th of December, not on the 25th. So on the 24th we do have dinner, and I can show it what we eat. Again, we are vegetarians, so it won't be fish or meat, but it will almost the same. And so it's a dinner, and after dinner we give each other presents, and usually we watch a new Christmas fairy tale, because every year our main state TV channel, Česká televize, they release new Christmas fairy tale. So it starts usually I think at 7 p.m. So at 6 p.m. people usually eat their dinner, and at 7 they give each other presents and watch this fairy tale at the same time. And yeah, and then the 25th and 26th are 2 Christmas holidays as well, and so it's a bank holiday, and people usually just visit their relatives and so on. So that's basically it. If you have more questions or something you would love to know in more detail, let me know in the comments below, and I can answer your questions, or just talk about some topics you would love to hear about in the next episode. It's again, this cultural thing is so... No, there are so many things you can talk about, so it's really hard to sum it up in a few minutes. It's been already 20 minutes now, and I just covered the really, really basics of Czech Christmas. So we can have another episode for that. And yeah, so maybe you can share in the comments with me and the others what you are currently knitting, if you like to give knitted presents to other people, or what knitted presents what presents have you ever knitted, or what buttons you recommend, or you can share whether you also celebrate St. Nicholas Day in any way, or if you have any questionable traditions in your country, or how do you decorate a typical decoration you have in your country. Yeah, just please share. I do love your comments. I read them all. I do not answer them all because I don't have the time for that, but please believe me, I read them all. And I also wanted to thank you. I found out I have more than 900 subscribers, which is extremely crazy. I think it's just that so many people want to hear about my knitting and my life. It's incredible. And I got 2 comments on my last episode, which were so lovely. Sorry, I don't remember the names, but it's a comment from one woman in Australia whose husband has Czech roots, and one woman from Iceland whose husband is Czech, and oh, sorry. I've never imagined that through YouTube channel I can connect with people the way I connected with some of you. That just some person like on the other the other half of the planet, thousands of kilometers away from me, can be so happy about what I do and what I share, and that we can connect on some level. I think it's a big advantage of our time that we can be connected in this way. It has its advantages, of course, our modern, super busy time full of mobile phones and internet and social media, but it has its lovely sides as well, and this is one of them. I don't know how to describe it. And when I read your comments, it's something that I brighten someone's day. I don't know, it's so rewarding, and I wanted to thank you all, because if it wasn't for you, that would be no channel, I think, because I'm doing this for myself, partially, but more for you, for the others, because I want to share and I wanted to see what you can knit and what wool you can buy and so on. Speaking about wool, on the Instagram I found a Slovak brand or Slovak shop which sells Slovak yarn from local Slovak sheep, and I think I need to try this yarn. So you can expect me talking about this more in the future. I don't know, maybe next year, because I have tons of skeins I should really do something or anything with. But yeah, so I'm super happy I found something local, like almost local, Slovakia. It's almost the same. I don't consider it a foreign country, basically. So that's it. And yeah, I don't know what else to talk about. So again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And take care. Enjoy your Advent time and your Christmas time. Maybe even share a favorite carol you have, and so others, including me, can listen to it. So have a wonderful day. Enjoy your Christmas time, and see you next time. Bye.